BagFuel, baby.
BagFuel, we back. We done gave y'all so many different things. We got a legendary producer today, very involved in hip-hop and the scene, stories that mix and merge with almost everybody in hip-hop in the game. We got super producer Buckwild in the building today. You
That's
know
what
I
I
mean?
do, man.
Know what I mean?
That's my how can I say? That's my job.
No doubt,
You know
no
what I'm
doubt.
saying? We from New York. We supposed to be making hits. I don't know what happened.
What you mean? What happened?
I don't know, man. It's like we ain't got hits no more. Not like
But
we
does
used to.
anybody does anybody have hits, Buck? It's not
Yeah,
about New York. Does anybody have?
Who has hits, Buck? What towns have hits?
That's a hard question. Like, there's artists I like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, you know, Kendrick always been a dude I like. I remember Terrace was sent Kendrick to my studio, and I closed it down, and, you know, I couldn't work with him. So that was kind of crazy.
You missed out on that.
Yeah, I missed out. You know, the same day I closed it out, he was like, yo, I need my boy Kendrick to come through. And I was like, I just closed my studio today.
Yo.
But there's some people like I like the chick Lotto.
Yeah.
Like she remind me like she could rap with Big if she had Big to mold her. Like if you got the perfect artist, that's what a lot of the artists need. You need the person to mold you into what you're doing and to give you the hits or, you know, give you the topics, what you need to rap about, you know, to make that movie. Because a lot of artists now, they don't make movies. They just make
songs,
throwaways.
Yeah.
You know?
When you say movies, is aside from the lyricism, is it also the videos too? Is that part of the component, or you want it to be where the words just make you feel like I see everything?
Oh, it's everything, man. When you listen to like A Life After Death.
Oh yeah, Hypnotized.
When you listen to, like not just Hypnotized, when you listen to like Somebody's Gotta Die, you know, you go through certain words, certain songs on the album, Missing You.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Ice Cube, you have Death Certificate, America's Most Wanted. You have Public Enemy. Like, it's sad to say, but it's kind of old, and it's like, I don't think that a lot of people, they want to put that much effort into what they're doing. Like, you want the rise and the fame and the bread, but you don't want to have that album that can sell 10 million with making sure that everybody love every song on there.
All right, now let me jump in.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this a lot, so this isn't gonna be new to the people that watch. The powers that be don't want that no more. The powers that be wanted that beforehand because that's how they were making their money. But when you sell a project now, the black people get stronger. You get powerful, right? You can demand budgets. They gotta pay you more money. You can stay on top. With this microwavable music, they can just say, okay, you're here right now, and I'm not saying she's gone, but you can say you're here right now, Miss Ice Spice, right? And right when you could break through and sell a project, it's not gonna be good enough. Then you're gonna sell 38,000 records in 2 or 3 weeks, and we know what those numbers mean to the building, not to the kids, to the building. When the building comes back and say, we invest all this money, and we got 38,000 records sold, this ain't gonna work for us.
Jobs is on the line.
But
we also you're right what you're saying, because looking at it, if you ever watched that, how the industry was, something that Jimmy Iovine did where it's like they had the thing about streaming. Streaming is put here to make us fail because when you look at it, the people who are in the game now, they don't really know about streaming. They don't know about sales. So when they thinking like, oh, you know, if I'm getting a lot of streams, I'm lit. No, you're getting like 10 fractions of a cent, you know, for every stream that you get. And it's like, meanwhile, if you was getting a radio spin, you might be getting maybe like...
You're splitting $5 down.
Yeah, you splitting that five piece down. So when you look at it as a person coming from where I'm from, we understand what it's like to make those records. That's why we make those records. Like, nah, this joint got to pop off. Flex need to be dumping grenades on us all day. And it's like, when I see it now, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'd be like, yo, what's the purpose? Like, I'm going to do this like to maybe make a couple of dollars, you know, just on somebody where it's like the content isn't really that great. We used to have top-notch artists. When we look, we had Nas, we had Jay-Z.
They invested into these artists too. Some of these could possibly be top notch, but like you said, there's nobody to guide them. Puffy, and people say what they want. Puffy guided a lot of people.
Biggie helped guide them too.
Biggie guided a lot of people. Jermaine Dupri
Jermaine
guided
is
a lot
dude
of people.
from Rough Riders.
From Rough Riders. Even Corey Rooney on the Pop In with Tommy Mottola
on
was
the R&B tip.
on R&B tip. They was guiding a lot of people.
But also, what you saying here, there was excitement when it came to these artists. So if you had an artist, like say like Corey Rooney, he's like, yo, I got a new R&B artist. If you're an R&B producer, you like, oh man, I need to go to Sony because Corey got this artist.
And I know it's a budget.
And it's fire.
And it's gonna be fire.
The thing is, like, you know you're gonna make a record and it's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
Dudes ain't making hits no more. There's no hits in the game.
I mean,
Like freestyles, I'd be like, yo, you know what? People be like, yo, send me a pack. Yeah, I send you a pack of gum. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sending a...
So you don't want to send your beats out no more? Like you're not even interested in doing that? Is it even worth it for you? Because you got records that you living off of residuals.
If I could find, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have to go to Atlanta to see my people. If I got to the point where it's like a person like Lotto I could sit with,
You would fuck
who
with
has it and be like, yo, you know what? Let's see what we can make. Because I know what it takes when a person has on an MC tip what you need to make that record. And listening to her album, I'm like, yo, you know what? She's got something there. That's why I said if she had the right, like maybe a Jay-Z, maybe a Biggie, a D from Rough Riders, one of those people to be like, yo, you know what? We're going to make you sell like Eve did.
Yeah.
And everybody can't do that. So when I tell people, like, yo, everybody ain't meant for the industry. Because, like, everybody's not making hit records.
But the thing about not making the hit records is we've learned that a regional single for a record label will keep the lights on for the whole year and pay out everybody's budgets and bonuses, not a hit single. So now, if we can sit here and have 1,000 artists and 2 of them give us, let's say 5 of them give us a regional single. Now you 5x all your profit margin without having to put out any money for no music videos, no marketing, no nothing. Now we talking about from the era we love and grew up with, a lot of money had to be kicked out in order to get that money back in. But now we're like, so you mean to tell me if I just get regional, which is what? How many states is that? 7?
Maybe less.
Let's say 5 states.
Maybe less, probably.
5 states.
3 or 4 somehow.
Let's just say 5 states keeps all the lights on and everyone gets their bonus off of one regional. I ain't gotta do shit else. Am I saying that's right or fair? It's just the business of what it is.
It's the business because I believe that they want to suppress what we do anyway.
Of course.
Because to be honest, like, in the 2000s, it was like they was printing money.
Yo.
And it's like when you, to really understand it, like, he know from Rock. I seen Rock. I remember I met Rock when I was working at LA with Babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing a bunch of other projects, but I go in the studio, when I walk in the Babyface studio, the phone start ringing where people are like, yo, I heard you out here. I need some music, not a pack or nothing. It's just what it is. Like when you do good work, you sought after. Right now, you can do okay work. And it's like when you're doing okay work, it's not cutting the line. Because when you look at it, all these people who put records out, even indie, the records don't pop off. You need to have it even being in the studio like, yo, you know what? This ain't it. I need to redo this. Like I remember Busta doing Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See. I went to the studio about 3-4 days in a row, and all 4 days he did a different record. And that's what I mean, like
on the same beat?
On the same beat. That's what I mean by it's the artist where it's like the artists don't have that drive to be like, yo, I have to have the greatest record.
Because they can just record it on their phone, Buck, and throw it on iTunes.
That is true, Buck.
And it sounds terrible, but people accepting it, Buck.
But even good artists, as they're putting together whole projects with shit and just throwing it out, they're not really catering.
Well, the artists who know how to make it, they like, yo, I'm going to do something else. Some of us, our love is in here, but it's like looking at it, I was telling them before, like, when we did Kiss last album, you know, we had I didn't know I was getting a single, but there's like, oh, you know, this joint with Dage, it's like this gonna be the single. And I'm like, next thing you know, they telling us everything shut down. Def Jam shut down, everything shut down. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But looking at it, you need these artists to really show how to make this. And a good example of that is a person like the villainous Kanye. He does what he want to do, but he knows what he's doing. The problem is so many people, oh, you know, we could just make hip hop and we could make joints that's like, you know, some freestyle shit. Dude, that's not it. You have to make records that identify with people. Like I remember it was a Caucasian cat and I met his son and he was like, oh, you know, oh yeah, yo, he did your favorite game record. He's like, what's that? And I was like, oh, like Father Like Son. And he was like, oh, that's my. And looking at it, this record has touched so many people not to be a hit single. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people who are making records, they can't make records that's like a movie. So when you go through Game album and you hear, you know, Dreams and you hear all of these other songs, they can touch a person's soul. Artists today don't do that. They think like, oh, I could rap, I got bars. How many bars you got? What is gonna do
Not
for
enough.
you? Are people gonna buy your project just because it's like it got bars? Or they gonna buy it because it's like they could have fun, they could dance, like, you know, they be having a thing about Biggie. I'd be like, yo, nobody can touch Biggie. He got a flawless album. You don't like it because it's like you probably don't like girls and you don't like to dance.
Who doesn't like Biggie's album? These niggas
There's
out there.
people out there.
A lot of internet people who be like, nah, Biggie ain't it.
Yeah, there's people
That
out
was
there.
it. Like I knew, I know mad people who are top-notch artists. They be like, man, that dude is the truth, man. Like, and looking at it, he's a person, he would say the same thing to others. Like, the first time we really got up on Too Short was through him. You know? And like he loved them. And so it's like looking at it, he loved Jigga. That was his man. Like, you know, looking at it, talent breeds talent. And it's like when you have talent and you're around other talent, that's going to breed success. So even when I say, like, when I look at Rock, and I told you, I met Rock when we did Organized Confusion album. And then when you look at the amount of records, even between two of us that we produced, it's like, okay, yo, what you doing? Oh, I'm going over here. All right, yo, come with me. All right, go over there. You get a check, get a track. You know what I'm saying? The artist may be like, oh shit, you brought this nigga. That's what's up. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
You know? So I think we don't really have it like that no more. We got people who like, oh, I can make a beat. What? Just because you got Fruity Loops or Pro Tools and
Yeah, and they can send the beat. Before, Buck, you had to go play your beat. You was playing your beat for the people. Now it's like, yo, Buck, yo, I'm gonna send you the beat, bro.
I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. I look, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, even with Fat Joe, he used to be like, yo, come through, bring some beats. And he'll be like, yo, why you bring 2 beats? And I'm like, yo, but
Those are 2 beats I made for you.
yeah, but
You one of them niggas? Yeah. You one of them niggas.
But
Yo.
he's one of them niggas who shut it down, be like, yo, take that shit home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What made it crazy for us, because we had people who would shoot it down. It wasn't like, oh, I made 10 beats and it's like, you know, I got 10.
Yeah.
You might make 5 beats and they be like, nigga, these shits is trash. Or you might be like,
Yes.
oh, I can't play these.
Yes.
Because you coming from New York where you hear bombs all day, and when you hear them bombs, you like, oh man,
They bombed.
it's a reason.
But Buck, let's hone in on this though. All that stuff was possible because the powers that be knew they had to invest into people like yourself.
You are
Okay.
You are 100% right.
Right? Now, we take right now, you don't have to invest into people. Look at this. When me and Rock first had, for instance, Yummy, we spent 30 grand together just to get Yummy to where she was ready to get a deal.
Yeah.
Then you could get the money back, or we didn't care. We was like, it was so much money, y'all don't gotta give us the 30, just give us what y'all gonna give us, right? That was investing. Niggas now, you can't invest, and it's inflation. So now if you really, really, really wanna do something like what you're saying to do, is what, you gotta go back to the production company age. There's no production companies no more. Those were the people that were bringing in
Like the Rough
Buckwild.
Riders and the Bad Boys.
Yes, the Bad Boys, the So-So Deaths, the Death Rows. They was bringing, you got Dre and Suge. Dre is bringing in Pooh. You feel what I'm saying? Dre's bringing in Battle Cat.
Got stored.
You know what I'm saying?
They brought in everybody. When we did 50 album, the second album,
That's what I'm saying. So you got that leeway, the production company, and if y'all really want to get money right now, the production company is the key, but you're gonna have to invest into your artists. You're gonna have to make moves. The labels want to see you not streaming. Y'all believe in streaming. Labels want to see you on the radio spinning still.
Yep.
that radio is a monster.
Because that's the money. See, everybody don't understand the streaming is not the money. The radio is the money.
Because I be telling people
the radio. I got a chart that Clue sent me that you earn way more money. The only singer right now at this age, shout to Money Long. Money Long went on and said, people don't understand the relationship with radio is where the money's at. Money Long is gonna make more money than y'all off of that twin What Have You Been exploding on radio than you ever could get on streaming.
That's what got me making beats again. Listen,
Money Long, that's what I'm saying.
because I knew it was something because like her and Jermaine, we live in a generation where it's like these people, they just want to be on. They just want to be lit as they say.
Yes.
When we did it, we was like, nah, B. And knowing the numbers, so when I looked at looking at Rock when we was in LA, I'm like, damn, you doing this shit for Missy and them? I ain't counting them kernels, but he looking like, oh, you working with Babyface?
Yeah. Rock working with doing 4 records with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on Janet Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you look at it,
yeah.
we were nurtured to make hits. We weren't nurtured to make underground records. We can make those, but we was like, yo, I need that
money.
I need that one to play up there.
Beyonce.
You know what I'm saying?
We was on Destiny Child. Rock was doing Christina Aguilera, but I'm gonna say this again, but they was investing into the music.
They did. But what I say is this, and I understand because somebody told me this. If you know 10 producers that are hit makers, you need to network and see what y'all could do together because no one's working. So if you network, and you can't be like, oh yeah, this is my artist. No, you pick the best artist the same way it seemed like Jermaine and them did. You pick the best artist. If it's the best rapper, don't hold no guns. It's like, yo, fuck that. This nigga's trash. Get him out of here because if you ain't on Jay-Z level, then we ain't trying to invest no time in you because it's not gonna work for us. And that's kind of what's needed because before it was a time you had to be of a higher level, like Jay-Z and Nas. If you was Nas level, every producer was willing to work with you. But like looking at it, you had a lot of dudes who slipped through the cracks. You had Beanie Siegel. They didn't really promote him. You know, you had
everybody knows that story, but people don't know that story about that. But go ahead, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. The word is they wasn't even pressing up enough records to feed the demand for beans.
What I believe, and this is...
Was it on purpose or they didn't
They said it was on purpose. They claimed that Jay-Z did it on purpose because he didn't want beans.
I can't point a finger.
I'm saying what, I didn't say, I'm saying what was said. I'm doing media. Everybody's mad at me. I'm just saying what was said. This is what was said at the time. Jay-Z did not want to have a rapper on his label bigger than him. That was a no-go. So even if you had a demand for beans to say, because the demand was crazy, this is how they knew who was going to sell. The radio, the record stores would tell you what they want to order.
Yeah.
In advance. So when you ordered, that's why niggas would be like, first week he's gold. Why? Because they shipping gold. You didn't sell gold, but you shipping gold, so the demand is telling you know he's gold.
See, the industry need to pay attention to you, brother, because, like, they don't know, and it's like the people who think they know.
They don't be knowing.
They don't know, and that's like, I'm like, oh, you think that this rapper you got here with, you know, have blonde hair, have green hair is going to sell? I don't care how much money you putting behind them. You need organics. When we had artists that was organic, it was like, oh, you know, you heard like I get not just Beanie, but also like Nature when Nature had that buzz.
Nature was organic.
Oh man, it's
Nori, people sleep on Nori. Nori was organic. Nori was the hottest nigga in New York at one period in time when he had
Nori
banned from
did-
TV and all of that.
no when he did what
What? Yeah, what? But wasn't that the same album?
yeah, it's the same album.
But
that was the single.
Yeah, exactly.
And look
he had
at-
the Neptunes. He introduced the Neptunes. He was on fire, bro.
Yeah, it's like, to be honest, like I say, everyone was trying to make hit records. Because when Pharrell gave him the record, he said, yo, don't listen to this till you get to Miami.
That's what he told him?
Yeah, it's going to give you this vibe. And to be honest, I say a lot of the producers, and it's nothing against producers that are now, everybody wanted to be one up and be like, oh, my man got one. Yo, how you get that? Yo, I'm going home. Where you going? Yo, I'm going to work, man. I'm going to punish my machine.
Rock would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is what it is.
Rock would definitely
said it.
No, Rock would definitely be like, yo, Buck did some shit. Like, nah, I'm not going out. I'm going to the lab. Straight up, I would be like, if we would be about to go to the strip club, he'd be like, nah, plans changed, bro. We going back to the studio.
That's Rock, because looking, it was the same. It was the same way. Like I remember hearing when the shit he did, like Not Guilty, the shit with R. Kelly and all, and like this, I was like, yeah, man, this nigga came. He came like 1, 2, 3, and brought 3 joints to this
Rock
nigga.
did NYMP, the realest niggas.
I know.
And he did the shit with Hov and Beans.
Yeah.
He dropped the beat tape off of 12 tracks, and they bought 10.
But that was those days. And I'm gonna be honest, like even going to Bad Boy, like I remember when I did Rob record, it's like I took that beat. And it's like Harv and them didn't take it, but Rob's manager took it. Like, yo, leave that beat. I need Rob to hear.
He's talking about Whoa, right?
Yeah.
The people you gotta say that on camera, he's talking about
it's
Whoa. Okay.
And looking at it, like I say, the time from what we had as producers, it wasn't like there was such thing as underground radio. But no one wanted underground radio. Everybody wanted them bombs.
But you know,
go on,
these beats is interesting because when Whoa hit, it hit on the mixtape circuit first. And I just remember, I said this to Esso, taking that tape to Toronto and blasting it.
First person I heard play that was Lenny S. and Def Jam.
Really?
And Lenny was like, yo, he was mad because he said, yo, why y'all turn this beat down? Yo, this going to haunt y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that I ever heard the Whoa record, I'm not gonna cap, Irv Gotti was playing it at Murder Inc. And Irv Gotti I remember him calling Rob saying, yo, you got one. I remember him blasting this shit. And I was like, yo, Whoa, he was like, yo, you got one. This
What
Whoa
was that
record
like
is crazy.
creating that beat? Go through that process.
Probably the same process most producers go through.
Nah, but
you go through your ritual.
Nah,
You
but
be,
like,
hold on,
what's your
I'm
ritual?
gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You be
Let's
like,
talk about
all
it.
right. Back then, I lived in a house in the Bronx. I had the basement with the shaggy carpet. You know what I'm saying?
That was your vibe. You was vibing down there with the
Yeah, it's
shaggy
like I had my
carpet.
boxers on, you know, socks this up to like calves, and it's like I'm just playing a drum beat. I chop the drums first, and then it's like I'm just going through samples. I went through about 7 samples till I got that. But what I would do too is I would take acapellas, and I would mix the acapella with the beat because that's one thing a lot of new dudes don't know. When you
never
want to
heard
hear
that.
the pocket, so the Bad Boy pocket was like, you know, Styles in them. You know what I'm saying? And Mace, especially Mace. So when I mixed it with that, I was like, all right, this could probably be something. I'll take this one.
That's the Bad Boy part. I got you.
Yeah, like you gotta know what you're doing. You can't be like, yo, I'm gonna take this Rakim acapella. It don't really match with everything. You gotta get a super lyrical dude that's like this effortless saying some shit. You know? But when you have the right people, like I say, to me, Mace was always the perfect acapella.
Really?
Because Mace had the smooth flow.
Come on,
Like
you want
fucking-
to.
yeah.
Come on, you want to.
No matter
Money,
what
I'ma
it is.
front
Him
you,
and
girl, I'ma
Rufus
flaunt
Black.
you. Rufus Black.
Yeah.
He live in Queens now. Shout out to Rufus Black.
Shout out to Rufus Black. Good looking.
Shout out to Rufus Black.
who helped me a lot of days.
He followed me now. I think he's on my gram as the power of God or something like that.
So who's
See, the thing is, like, a lot of times, a lot of new producers don't really understand. They think like, oh, I need to get with Kiss and Styles, and I need to get with you know, this person, Fat Joe, and it's like, nah, you just need to do who know how to flow and make a record, because Rufus Black is a writer. And they probably don't even know that. So when you get the right person who knows how to stitch a pocket to a record, if he got a pocket with a record already, he might make something and be like, oh, this is dope right here. Just add water.
Yeah, so who was the pocket for Woe then?
Rufus Black.
Wow.
Word. Rufus Black was the pocket for
He
Whoa.
was the pocket.
That's
And
different.
then Rob went and adapted what he wanted to, and that was that.
What was different? What's different between Joe and Pun and like a lot of the other people that you encounter? Because it seemed like that they've been really straight up with the people that they've been with.
I think a lot of dudes have been straight. First time I met the Locks, they was straight. But everybody, they had it where it's like they were straight business. Jay, same thing, straight biz. Yo, I need you to hook this record up for me, but I want Stevie J to play on it. So when you're looking at it, a lot of these guys who are MCs, I won't even say rappers, they're very straight business because they are like a person who's re-ing up. You know, they want their money to be straight. You know? So if they like, nah, I need this record. I need some shit, but I don't need nothing that's like, I don't need no fugazi shit. I need the best shit you got. And that's how all of them have that same temperament, that same idea.
What makes Fat Joe Fat Joe?
Fat Joe, his personality, his persona.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to always tell Joe, like, yo, you got this, you have this thing about you where people think like, yo, like you want to be mean, but it's like, yo, you like the funniest nigga out here.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like that now. He opened himself up.
Gotcha.
He wasn't like that before.
He wasn't like that before, but his persona, if you was privileged to be in the studio with Joe and even Pun, you would be laughing the whole time. Because that's all they do is joke and crack jokes. And if it's people that's around that don't know Joe, he might be a little standoffish.
Mm-hmm.
But he's the same person online. Once he starts telling them stories, forget it.
Yeah.
But to me, that's what makes him him, because fuck all the tough shit. He's one of them dudes where it's like, he's just fun to be around. You know, and I'm going to be honest, every rapper that's nice is like that. Jada's like that. Like, Black Rob was like that. Who else is there? Nas is like that, but it's like, we have to really be there around certain people with him, but Beanie's like that. Jay is definitely like that. So when you look, man, it's like a lot of these great artists.
They said Big was funny as hell.
Oh, Big
too.
is.
Yeah.
They said Big was funny as hell, bro.
The first session I ever had with Biggie, when something happened and it's like, it was somebody Big ain't want to rhyme with.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God.
he said Biggie name on a record. And Akinelli was like, yo, that's your man? And Big was like, yo, stop playing with me. He kept telling me, and Akinelli kept antagonizing with it. And, you know, he said his name on the record, Biggie Smalls, you know, you my nigga. And he was like, oh, that's your man. So that was the first sessions that we really had, because we was coming in the game. So even then, you know, we used to play on the phone in Chung King. You know, such and such on line 1 for Biggie Smalls. And Biggie be like, yo, y'all niggas better stop fucking playing. Cause he's one of them dudes who could make the joke, but he could take it too.
Okay.
So those times was dope because it was fun. Like we all was young in the game. It's like we wasn't trying to be, we was chilling. Everybody was fresh off the block, whether if he was on the street or if you was a person, you was in the hood hooping or whatever. Next thing you know, you in the studio, you having fun, you getting some chips.
He about to you get some chips, get some chips.
Yo, all of that. Like looking at it, like yo, it was a good time. When you look at it, ask Rock. I remember the first time Rock came, when I first met Rock, he came to organize session, and that's when I got cool with Rockwaller.
I think, you know, people are so like captivated by this industry, this lifestyle, that they're like, I'm in the studio, and they're looking at this person as, we're here to see you perform, as opposed to we're really in their workspace. We're really in their creative tunnel. We gotta leave. What did they say? Premier did not like making beats with anybody around him. Whereas I seen down south producers, they get a kick out of putting the whole pack together and people vibing as they build the track out. I don't know if that's the same for you, Buck.
I don't really like that.
You don't like people around you when you create?
I had a studio, right? Mm-hmm. And I can make beats in my studio, but not around just anybody.
Got you.
If it's just anybody, they gotta go.
Yeah.
But if it's a vibe, say like it's all homies and it's like, it's a good vibe, yeah, you know, that could happen. But a lot of people in New York, they especially like that, where it's like,
I don't want people seeing,
only person I seen who wasn't really like that was Biggie. Like, he would be a person, like, all of this would be going on and be loud music, and he's sitting there and he's writing in his head. And there aren't too many people who are like him. Like, he's an anomaly when it comes to, you know, this music shit, and it's like...
Did he fuck up the game by accident? Meaning, what I'm about to say, when people...
Make it look easy?
Yes, and finding out he did not write any rhymes, it came from his head. Now then everybody's like, I gotta do this.
Well,
from Hove, which he's executed.
I think Hove was first.
Hove was first to do it?
Yeah, Hove was first.
Then Jay-Z fucked the game up then.
But looking at it, those two dudes are like, they always one-upped each other, where it's like they always push each other. And it's like, that's what made New York music great then. Because it's like when you have it, you could be somewhere, say S.O., he records, yo, I just took my song to Flex. Oh shit, what the hell is that? Yo, that's my joint, I just did that, I gave it to Flex. Then you might be like, damn, I'm taking me one this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I need a joint. You can't have one up on me. Like, even going to clubs, like people used to be like, oh shit, they play this shit in the tunnel? Oh, I need a joint. And that's what it was.
That was big then, but that's how you broke shit back then.
But the competition is what made it what it was, because it wasn't like, oh, I hate this nigga. It's like, oh man, yo, that shit is hot.
To get into this game, you either really had to be that dude, had to be in a particular pocket, be talented. It's nobody knew how to really get into this game. So now you win it. You like, yeah, everything we've done is to fight to be the best.
I mean, they don't know how to get in the game now.
But now they feel it's easier because of the internet. They might have a false perception.
Anybody could get in. When I look, it's like even a couple of times I spoke to Rock, I'm like, damn, nigga, yo, make some shit. I know what you can make, you know? And when I see dudes like of that magnitude, I'm like, yo, this could be game changing, because I know how it is.
Do you think it's a young man's sport? Because
Quincy
even if
made Thriller.
older,
How old was Quincy when he made Thriller?
I know, but they appreciated music. The appreciation and the understanding for music and everything is totally different right now. And they don't have to invest into the music. When you paid Quincy, you paid him really good.
And you paid the rest of them.
He paid everybody else really good. You bought in the best of the best. You were investing into the project because you had to.
But
it had to be quality.
He brought in young niggas too. So when you look at it, if you invest in people, people will invest in you. So say like, even for a bunch of us, if we went and we had maybe about 3 or 4 young niggas this around, and it's like, you know, and you him in a project and you like, oh man, my young boy, he got some heat. He's doing this shit right here. And it's like, and you know what to do, and you know how to make that record better. And you're like, yo, you know what? Yeah, this is this, but you know, I'm gonna take these drums out and I'm gonna put these sounds in. It's like, and I'm gonna make the rapper rhyme on this pocket right here, where it's like, it's going to have this bounce to it, this flow, like a rodeo flow, like a hop to it. And it's like, and everybody going to fuck with it. And people end up fucking with it. Then they like, oh man, yo, you did that? I didn't know you did that. Like, yeah, you know, he gave me some pointers, man. That's all it took.
Are you going to have to make demands? One of Esso's good friends that I got a chance to meet, Deputy, you know, who did Bitch Better Have My Money for Rihanna.
He did Victoria Monet's hit.
Yeah. He just put up, hey, I'm working with a label. I need a pack, but I don't need no trap beats. I don't need no random beats meant for the whole world. I don't need no.
Where you fuck up. Sometimes it's better to just get it one-on-one, to get a person's vibe and work with them. Pick somebody. Because if you pick somebody, you will get what you need because you'll get their focus and attention, and they will get your focus and attention. But if you're getting beats from everybody, it's like,
I mean, maybe he's looking for, that's how he looks for his pocket versus how you have your pocket when you're creating. I'm just playing devil's advocate,
no,
but
you're right, but
yeah.
what you're saying, but looking at it, when you have competition, right? That becomes the team. You look at Brian Michael Cox and Jermaine Dupri and their writers.
Yeah.
So now you would be competing with them. And they are a monster together. And then say if you just looked at Tricky Stewart and them down there too, because according to the universe, like all of the OGs is working again. I don't know.
Who are they working on? What
I don't know, but it's like looking at it, it only take one record, and it's like when you have a history of records, of records with results, that's what will get you that call. So everybody think, oh, it's a young person's game. You don't have enough experience in music notes. How do you know what's what? I met a young dude, he writes. Like my homie Halim, he introduced me to him. I'm gonna go down south, I'm gonna fuck with him because he wants to write to my shit. So when you look at it, this is how we champion these new people. Because, oh, you penned this, so let's see what we could do and let's try to make it work. I think it's nothing wrong with working with people. It's always good working with new people because you need the energy. But the wrong people, America ain't got talent. Yo, I hear so many people that rap and I'd be like, yo, I'm the new Big L. And I'd be like, no, you're not.
When you gonna lock back in with Mayhem?
We working on that. I'm trying to get him to do some shit. I want him to do a hit album. That's what I want. That's my homie, and it's like I tell him, I'm be like, yo, this is what you need. Because I can't be a person who knows how to do something and we do something that's like for a certain amount of people. We need it where it's like, I'm telling him like, yo, you need Flex knocking on your door. Yo, I need that record, Mayhem. I heard that shit. Rosenberg was playing it. I know I'll make this shit monumental. Like for just for the props and for the demand of what you can bring to people, like when you have a record that the whole world can enjoy, why deny the world? Some people they underground, they think like, oh, my shit is hot. Your shit ain't really the hot shit. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, in the 90s, coming in, there would be people who would tell us. Clark Kent would tell us, yo, your shit ain't hot. This ain't it right here. Yo, these rhymes ain't hot. Now people are afraid to tell people they shit ain't hot.
I think part of that is too, you have situations where people tell somebody they ain't hot, and then later on they become something. Like I think you were saying with Alicia Keys, people were like, she plays the piano. We don't get it. This ain't it. And now,
well, I don't know. They probably not credible. Because when she was on the label MBK with Mafioso Crime Family, and when I heard Alicia, I was like, oh man, yo, she's crazy. Yo, she play the piano. She play and sing. So when you look at it, it depends where it's coming from. Some
You're
people
coming from a creative side. Though,
right, that's what I'm saying. Some people are like that. And to be honest, there are street people that are creative. When I look at D, who helped oversee like DMX album and the Lox album and Eve album.
He don't get a lot of credit for that, though.
Nah, he don't. But looking at it, he's at the helm of making hit records where he's like, yo, I'm making sure my people shit is right. We Rough Riders, we gonna roll together. And we making this thing the way it's supposed to be. A lot of people who's in this, they don't know how to make records. They just like the idea of being a CEO.
I mean, but think about this. You said people were talking about how they passed up on Whoa. Think about the people, these were credible people that passed up on the beat.
It just wasn't for them. And I understand this. So I might look at it one way, but now I look having a clearer mind like, yo, you know what? If you would have did this, it would have fucked it up.
Yeah,
So I understand.
that's
So
true.
looking at it, I have to look through the right lens because we always look. Just because a beat is there, don't mean it's for everybody. You know, where like they was looking at Jay-Z crazy when he picked "Just Give It to Me"
Yeah.
from Pharrell.
Give it to me.
But it ain't saying that another person would have did the same record.
I always heard the story about that because he had came out with the first single was supposed to be the Parking Lot Pimpin'.
Yeah.
And it was pushing that.
They shot the video. No,
Yeah.
they actually shot the
Yeah.
video.
And Give It to Me, that was like some Hail Mary that came at
They
the
shot
end.
the video like the next day.
And they said, They knew
They was looking at Jay-Z like it was crazy.
Yeah,
And
they
he
was like,
yo, this
Because
is
Bink did Parking Lot Pimp.
I remember.
That's how I knew about it, because L'Oreal at that time
Yeah.
was managing Bink.
I remember the whole rollout, and then
knew
Give
the
It to
whole
Me
thing.
came. I was like, oh, what? And he's like, They took the fishing reel, Parking Lot Pimp and disappeared.
That's the industry.
Yeah.
Because you don't, like, the one thing I could say about being in the industry and what they don't do now, they don't roll out and be like, yo, I'm chopping these 3 records off the album and I'm replacing them with these 4. They don't do that. They just be like, oh, this is cool for my album. This is why the albums ain't really crazy. You know? So looking, like, when you have people who are like that, that's why I say, like, Biggie was a person who was like that too. Like, he played Hypnotized, I think this was January 2nd. It had to be about a good 30 people that came through the room. The only thing you hear is bam, 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 bam. Another person come in, yo, this is my first single. And people going crazy. So when you see, like, there's something about the vibe of being in the studio and being around the right people who do make hit records. So when you know, like, oh, this is that shit right here, it's hard to get a real hot record with a dude who don't know a hit record from his ass from his elbow. But when you know it, you like, oh man, this is that shit. And another person who was good with that too, tell them if their record was whack too, is Clue.
Yeah,
DJ Clue?
But that's why niggas hate him.
You can't hate a person because they
Yes,
telling you
you
the truth.
can. What you mean, buh?
Yeah, I knew
That's
this
why
nigga
he ain't
wanted-
taking niggas records nowadays, because he was famous. Yo, that ain't it. And niggas is mad. Niggas is mad.
Yo,
I
know some people that was mad.
Niggas is
and,
mad.
and wanted to fuck him up.
Niggas is mad.
But looking at it, in life, you need that. And it's like, it's a difference between what you need and what you want to hear.
Bro, niggas don't want to hear that they shit.
Yeah, niggas don't want
hot,
to hear
bro.
it, but you might need to hear that. So, all right, let's take a Nas record, Made You Look, right? Steve Stout came to the studio and played us that record without the Braveheart in it, right? They went to the party. They played the record in the party. They start to chant. Next thing you know, they back in the studio putting that in there. That made the record.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, sometimes it ain't what you want to hear. It's what you need to hear. And it's like, this was the reason where it's like you had so many people popping up at the studio and so many
Let you
people.
finish.
Huh?
I'm gonna let you finish because I really want to say something. Go ahead,
All right.
yeah.
Why you had so many people popping up at the studio and so many people where it's like you basing their opinion. Yo, I need you to play this. I need you to play the first single. I need to play the first single. Because you want to make sure, especially people like Clue. And I say Clue because Clue don't like nothing. You know, and is a DJ. And you know this, but looking at it, it's dope because he's a tough person to please.
Yeah.
When Doro played me Breathe, he's like, yo, this is our warm-up record. And I almost kicked my own hard drive over. Because he said that, and I was like, dude, this is going to go crazy. But from what I heard in there, and they made it the first single. So looking at it, like sometimes you could get it a little wrong, but sometimes you can be still be on the money. And I think that he probably hit more than he missed. They didn't think that he was gonna hit with Fabulous.
They didn't.
A lot of people was like, "Oh, what you
Salute to Little Mo.
15 years later?"
Yeah.
That dude, like his freestyles,
Still.
the Desert Storm freestyles is infamous
Yo.
with Clue and Fabulous, man. His Clue's team with the freestyles on the mixtapes.
Who had a lot of runs with? He had a run with Hove. He had a run with the Locks. He had a run with Cam and them with the mixtapes. He had a lot of runs with
I knew
niggas.
He's Don King.
Yeah.
He had a lot of runs with niggas.
Listen.
There's a lot of niggas that you can be like, yo, his run with Clue's run with this one.
stack bundles.
What I want to say is the optics is always different. Hindsight is 2020. You're older now. You're mature. So you can look back and see, yeah, we kind of needed the clues to say our shit wasn't good. We needed these other people. But what about when you're in that age? When you're selling, like when you go back, when you just said, well, I realized when they didn't buy Whoa, it wasn't meant for them. That wasn't how you was feeling at the time. You was feeling like niggas is crazy for passing up this beat. This is a banger, correct?
I didn't feel it was crazy. I was just like, oh, okay. But looking at it, like I've had records to people passed on, like people passed on, I got a story to tell. And I seen Jay like, oh man, why you ain't give me that? I'm like, yo, we gave you this. What you mean? Yo, we had this? He's like, yeah, he gave it to us. You turned it down. It don't, like, the thing of being a producer, in order to get big records, you gotta have thick skin. Because you can't take it personal when somebody don't take something. Like, I got a few homeboys that produce, and what's really dope is like they don't produce one thing. They produce everything and everybody, and it's like when they making records, they got gems. You can't say, oh, this nigga's whack. But then you start running down the discography, the list, you're like, damn, I ain't know you did all this shit. Damn, I was doing it underground. Like, he's, like my homie did Blood Money and all this other shit. CNN, and I'm like, damn, nigga. Every time you did a record, it made me want to do it. He said, nigga, you did the same thing for me. So we have it. So it's like, no matter how it is, I think it still turn out the same. If we had people like Clue around when it's like you playing shit, and even him doing his album, it's like, I was surprised he picked the beat. Because, you know, he's one of them people where it's like he don't really
pick other niggas beats like that. Like he's very particular.
He picked it though. I didn't even
I know
think
that,
of it like
I'm
that.
saying.
You know? But looking at
Which beat did he pick from the festival?
it was the shit with Lloyd Tariq.
Okay, all right.
So, like
Bronx.
looking, Doro was, me and Doro was cool. I met Doro when Doro was really just the assistant engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's how we became really cool. And I didn't even know that he was with Clue. And then all of a sudden, it's like, put two and two together. That's why I be like, yo, man, this shit is like, the 90s and 2000s was like magic. Like, everybody was together.
But are we stuck there, Buck? Isn't it time for us to move on to what it is now? It's never gonna go back. Are we stuck there? Like, we can't be stuck there, Buck.
No. What we need to do is we have to remaster everything. Like, rebuild everything. And take these young niggas who's there, take the ones who's nice, and build them up and make them what they need to be.
What do you have? What's the real, not underlying, what's your issue with today's production? Is it that they're using a lot of software? Is it AI?
No, I just think a lot of times looking at it, it doesn't have that feel. So if a person has like, say like he sings and it's like he needs a certain vibe to make people feel, they don't have it.
Are we our parents? Because when you're producing beats and you're chopping on the MPC, right?
Yeah.
They might have said, this ain't the feel of being able to rip the chords live and feeling the artist's voice like how Quincy Jones would be doing and learning to be humanized in that moment versus a 4-bar loop and it's very robotic, even though we know it has that soul to it. Is that the same comparison?
Nah, because looking at it, like from when we took samples, we took the samples that it had to feel like that. Because if it wasn't feeling like that, then we wasn't like, nah, this ain't it. And it's always a way to make it. You ain't like, we not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do this. We like, nah, it gotta feel authentic.
Yeah.
And when it feels authentic, it feels good to the soul. And that's where the term soul music comes from. But what it is also, and I say is, it's a matter of getting some of these guys and teaching them. Because there are some people who are willing to learn, then there are some people who know everything.
Yeah.
And the ones who know everything, they can't get a hit. And the ones who's willing to learn, those are the people who are going on to do other things. That's why I said homeboy who wanted to write with me, I was like, oh, that's crazy, but that's dope though. We could do that. Because he's like, yo, I need to get some of that soul. I need to rub it off, get it rubbed off for me. And it's like, I need to be able to do what y'all did and take it to another level.
Yeah.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So if you can take that to another level, then you can possibly take that with another person in your demographics, your age, and make that what it is. Because people do need, I believe people need to enjoy music. Not just say, hey, you know, this got to be this way, but also on another note, when you look at RZA, when people was like, oh, it's offbeat, whatever, it's just knowing that when you have something and it feels good and it sounds good. It ain't saying that everything has to be quantized right and it has to flow the right way.
Okay.
It's just got to feel good.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, when I listen to Wu-Tang even now, I be like, yo, this is crazy right here. It baffles me that people don't listen to these Wu-Tang albums. They only listen to the first album. You know what I'm saying? Like, it baffles me. Like, people, this
Do you
generation.
think it could be aged out? Do you think that the older people who would be listening to it is off doing other things now, and they just see, people want to listen to Wu-Tang and remember how they were when they were younger.
Yeah.
They try
It's
to,
like
they
it's
try
a
to capture a moment. That's what
it's
they're
a
trying to say.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's a nostalgia
I
thing
agree.
for them. So as they get older, it's like, okay, y'all dropping that, but that wasn't. I'm not even listening to hip hop like that no more. I'm only listening to my era. It's
Or
a lot
even-
of niggas. It's a lot of niggas on their own era tip.
It is a lot of people on their own era tip, but there's a lot of people who just on a music tip. And the music tip means, like, because we have iPhones and stuff like that, where it's like, yo, you know what? I just want to put these 30 records together. And it's like, I could put these together and I could vibe out. And the vibe is mostly what everybody into. It's like, I don't listen to straight albums. I'd be like, yo, I just need like a few records. If I could get the right records, then it's like, I'm good. I might put Wu-Tang together with Neo and put together Jay-Z and Jermaine Dupri and some other people, DMX, you know, Jada for the bars and shit like that, the locks because they the hardest out pause. But having that's having the ability to enjoy the sound of music, not be like, oh, I'm gonna just be stuck here. Because even for me, what I do too is like, I'll listen to hip hop, but then I'll turn around and I'll pull out records through my shelves. I'll listen to some jazz, I'll listen to some Japanese jazz, some soul. I'll listen to everything because I know it's more to life than what there is right there. Some people get stuck there because they trying to relive that. We're not trying to relive that. Like, it expands. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have music, music expands. And it's like it expands to the point where it's like your template gets even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, oh man, yo, this is crazy right here. I never thought that this would work. Like, even when I hear people mixing the hip hop with the Jersey club bounce, I'd be like, yo, that shit sound fly. You hear the boom, boom.
You gotta
boom,
make
boom,
it sound
boom, boom.
sonically good where people can appreciate it though.
I think-
I like the Jersey Club, but it gotta be sonically good so other people can appreciate it, don't you think?
I think, to me, coming from my DJ ear, is like when you have it, and it's like depending on how a person is rocking to it. If you're singing, if you're rapping, whatever it is, if it sounds musical, if it sounds good, and that's the main thing, man.
Sonically, yeah. It's sonically, that's what I'm saying.
That's all it is. And it don't matter because I look at it and people be like, oh, this is hip hop. Tomatoes, whatever it is, but you know, they was rocking this in Jersey before they.
But for hip hop, exactly, this is what they think. I got a question, I gotta ask you this. Does DRTC get the credit that they deserve in hip hop? Does DRT, not they, does DRTC, not pardon me, but they, the DRTC crew get the credit they deserve for what they brought to hip hop?
But I think also it's a double-edged sword. You get what you go out and get. For me, I have a lot of records because I went out and got them. Rockwaller has a lot of records because he went out and got them. When you talk about, oh, you know, I'm in Sony with Janet or Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they ain't come to your house and knock on the door in Queens. So when you look at it, I believe we have to go after what we want because this is the reason we got in the music after all. Look at Joe. Joe went and got what he wanted. And I was on a few of those albums for the same way because he's like, yo, come on. You can't cry over what you don't get because it's like, especially if you don't go get it. You know? Like I believe, and I tell Finesse this, like, yo, you and L was dynamic duo when
Who's
it
L? Who's
Big L.
Big
Oh,
L.
Big L. I thought you were talking about another producer. My bad. Okay,
Nah,
my bad.
looking at it like the talent is always there, but sometimes I think what happens with people, you don't go and kick the wall down. If you don't kick the wall down, how anybody going to know? How's the haters going to know? You can't be like, oh, they hating, so it's like, I'm going to just let them know. Let me hit you with this 2 piece of bricks, and it's like, and you're going to see what it is.
But don't people always think that the money and the music is gonna speak for itself, and they have this idea that people are gonna mysteriously come to them and drop them off a check?
Well, I'm going to say this. When it comes to the music, your music will be guided to where it needs to be. If your music is great, you will get the purse that you deserve, the bag. So all in all, it's like it works this way for everybody. If you get a hit record, if you get a big bomb record, people going to come to you. If you got a record that everybody just love, the people going to come to you. Mm-hmm. Meaning the people who are the powers that be. And that's what it is. But people have to learn to go and get what they need. That's why I always use Joe as an example. Like when you look at it, he did the R. Kelly record, We Thuggin', and he did the joint with Ashanti. Out of here.
Yeah, but think about where he was at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pun was gone. Everyone counted him out. And I remember that album. I heard the Crack House record, and I said, yo, Joe got some joints. They're like Fat Joe. I was like, he's back. And they were laughing.
It is like that, because like I said, that's when we did the Lifestyle record, when Buckwild was on there
yes.
too. When you have it, this is what I mean, like you gotta have the hunger for it. Mm-hmm. He was hungry. And that's when he told me, he said, yo, bring me beats. Oh, Buckwild is coming right now. Mm-hmm. And Bink just left and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, yo, come try out for my album. You my homeboy, you can make it if you bring the right shit, but if you don't, then
yeah.
No.
And this is what it is. You gotta be hungry enough to go and get it. Joe never gave me a placement. He always made a space where I can, all right, you can have this spot if you want. And that's what it is. I think that's what we have to really realize. You don't get special treatment and special awards for anything, you know? Like even, God bless the dead, Biggie. When he died, he had 8 records that he wanted for another album with him. Kim album, C's album, and I think it was one more album. So when you look at it, he didn't give me that. These spots that I was getting, I was earning because he always told me, like, yo, you got some nice shit, but you ain't got nothing I can rhyme to. Mm. And you have to earn it. You have to go for it. You have to be that person, get up 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the studio, blood tired, worry about parking on the street and getting told.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. Like I used to go down to, the studio, the Puff Studio.
They was towing it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is what I made.
Daddy's house.
Yo, bro.
44th Street.
Like even for Pun, I used to wake up 8 o'clock in the morning after taking my daughter to school, bring beats. 8 o'clock in the morning, so bring beats. Come on, hurry up. So when you look at it, when people are calling for you the same way, like, you're a waiter, or you're
bring beats.
Yo, come bring it. Like, come bring joints. I want to eat with you. You're getting, number one, you're getting right to the person. Mm-hmm. You're not getting where it's like, okay, yo, I'm gonna drop off a CD in the mailbox. Nah, you have face to face with them.
Interaction.
And the same thing with Joe when he's like, yo, come to the studio. When we was at the studio on 12th or 14th Street when we did Lifestyle.
What's one thing that you would personally change about the music business?
I like the adventure. So it's hard to say it's changed something. Because every time when we go into a different state, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, all right, this is the new level, the new wave we doing. We have to figure out how to make it work. And it's like, figuring out is the exciting part. Because it's not going to work the same way it is, or else it would be boring. So even looking now, I'm like, okay, well, maybe something could happen. This could be exciting. You know, if I do something, it could be worth it. It's like very exciting. And number two, it's like, it's the people that you meet. You know, you'll meet people that's of a different cloth, and it's like, you'll build relationships with people also where it's like you'll do great things. You don't just come in and be like, oh yeah, you know, well, this is cool. Like from the time even meeting Monch and OC and Buckwild and like when I look, all of these guys I met in 94, we all still great friends. And that's why I say it's not really changing nothing. It's just like, yo, you just adapting and making things happen so things can be amazing. It's like and enjoying the situation that you in.
So at one time, they felt like rappers was being aged out. I see a lot of rappers coming back with new albums. I see LL encouraging other older rappers to get back in the ring, right? Before, it was looked at as a little bit crazy. But now, as I mentioned to Vezo, a lot of these current rappers aren't making money because they're not streaming, they're not selling no albums, and they're not doing the shows. The older rappers are the only ones that are constantly still doing the shows. Do you think that hip hop is turning over like rock and roll did? Like rock and roll, they can rock and roll till they 80 and 90 till they fall off the rocking chair. Do you think hip hop is going down that road right now?
I think it's always been there, but I think a lot of people haven't really paid attention because looking at it, the powers that be always say, oh, this is a young man's game, this is a young man's game. And the people that they will put on are the people who couldn't really do it. Because even going back to 2000 when Redman and DMX and them was signed to Def Jam and none of them sold records, they made the same type of albums they always did, but somebody hit a switch that said, don't promote them. So that was the fault of the label. So now what's happening is a lot of these
You mean
artists,
the plan of the label?
the plan of the label.
That wasn't the fault, but they did it on purpose.
Yeah, I know. That's what I feel too. That's why I asked you, did you watch that movie?
But I told you they have to do that because if they keep letting you put out albums, I gotta pay you more and more and more.
But that's what I'm saying.
Every budget goes up.
But
Yes.
Buck, this ain't any different than in the movie industry. We'll watch, let's say, The Wire. Yeah, we get the actors. Nobody knows them that well. They get $100,000 the first year. By the 5th season, they're each getting, the top 10 dudes are getting $1 million per episode. Now what happens, Buck?
We gotta cancel this motherfucker.
Yeah, oh, time to wrap the season up. Or instead of 10 episodes for that year, we getting 4 episodes.
Or 8.
Think about Robert Downey Jr. They had to kill him off because he's too expensive. For each movie he's gonna do to play Doom, you know what he's getting for each movie, Buck?
30 million?
$80 million per movie. All right, nigga.
We gotta kill
him. So now DMX is the god. He has 2 multi-platinum albums in a calendar year. What's gonna be like that when Buck comes on the budget? I need $500,000.
No, more than $500,000.
Yeah, no, just, you know what
Way
I'm
more
saying,
than
Buck?
$500,000.
Because you know it's
They don't want that. They don't.
What you're saying makes perfectly good sense
Yeah,
because
it's
I'm not
fucked
going to
up.
lie. When you look at the price of beats during that time,
Oh my. Yo, he paused.
Beast was different, but
that hit different. So when I look at niggas and they talk about like, yo, I need this one beat, you're like, yo, I'm sorry. It's like, I haven't done a beat price like that in a long time. So even now when niggas like, yo, can I,
a deal
sorry.
on the beat was like, I'll give it to you for $37,000. That was half of my fee. My fee was $75 for rock. You want a deal? I'll give you 2 for $75. And Buck, we was in there tight.
Look at Buck.
Buck, niggas was in there tight. Like, yo, I'm just. No, we would get the whole shit. No, you gotta pay the whole shit. It's $37,000. Like, no, you gotta pay the whole shit. But that's the only way that Rock would be like cool with it. And Rock wasn't a money person. Like, we wasn't money people, but we was used. Like, I try to tell people my first week managing Rock, he was like, "Hey, yo, there's a check for you. You need to get on deck with the accountant." What do I need to get on deck with the accountant for? You call me, it's one check, it's $1,500. Hey, yo, tomorrow, didn't I tell you get on deck with the accountant? Tomorrow the check 8,000.
That sound like Rock. Rock was
Yo, the check 8,000. What? 1,500, 8,000. Yo, did you speak to Robin yet? Because she keeps calling me saying so. Would you get on deck with her? So now I'm like,
that
Robin,
sound
let me
just
get,
like Rock.
yeah, let me get on deck with you, Robin. Now you don't have to call him. Call me. I'm gonna come pick my shit up. She said, no, I could deposit it. No. I want to see that shit. I want to go walk this shit. Yo, my first week.
I want to walk it like walking the dog.
Yes, nigga. You go from struggling and managing big draws and getting a publishing deal and saying, damn, my publishing deal, I got $20,000 off of these women. I was in bliss. A month later,
Are you talking about the writer?
Yeah, the writer. I managed big draws, yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, the very next month, Rock says, every day I'm going to get a check. In that 1 week, I made more than 20K. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I think he sold like 30 beats in that 1 month.
Yo, he did.
Because I remember it's like, he's like, yo, yeah, I just did this Eminem shit. Oh, yeah, I just did 2 for the Flex album. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Yo, can you slow down?
Rock was on
Save
fire.
some for the rest of us.
Yo, Rock was on fire. So, and then Rock, when I managed him, he had residuals. So he had back ends that he never got. So I got to come in and fix the back end. Mad people got back end. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit, and I'm gonna take this shit over. A girl called me from Sony and said, now, 50 Cent was signed to Interscope. She called me at Sony and said, yo, I got a check for Rock here. It says F5 Productions. It's $18,000. It's on the Sony desk.
You know what that's from, right?
So somebody got fired and got moved over.
That's from, I think it's from...
It was from Get Rich or Die Trying.
No,
it was from Get Rich or Die Trying for the 50 Cent.
Hold on.
He ain't do nothing for the power of the dollar?
Nah, this was for Like My Style on Get Rich or Die Trying.
Then somebody sampled it or something.
No, they had a check for him that he never got the back end for. Somebody, because people fucked with Rock, right? So say Rock business was fucked up. Somebody would be like, yo, Rock, they got a back end check. I'm gonna get it for you. He could have just, Rock was getting so much money, he could have forgot about 18,000. It was easy. Because the check was outdated. So I had to take the check and get it recut to us again.
I'm gonna say this was the time in those days because that's what was going on. Because even looking, when we did Game album, like I think they took, one made the album and they took 4.
They paid you for all 4, didn't they? They would pay you for all 4. That's a fact.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, they was like, oh, Dre says to invoice for all 4.
Yeah. Because Dre might want to keep it and do something with it later. Or Dre fucked with producers. He would get niggas
No,
paid.
they just took everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just want to know.
You could have put a snare on them fucking reel.
I want to buy it. Let me get it. It's mine.
Yo, that was...
The budget was
I can't
crazy.
even front.
How do you feel when they don't use it? Like if they never use it?
But they paid you.
But they paid you. But you want to hear it out there. You know what I'm saying?
I heard it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is sometimes people leak records and all of this other stuff. You know, but looking at it, when you seeing so many records come out, when we did Game and 50 album, I think I had about 10 records come out back to back.
Yeah.
With Joe, Nas, etc., Game 50. And it's like, they all marquee artists. And that's why I look when I'll be saying, yo, how was it? Because it hit different when you working with marquee artists. Not when you working like a couple of underground artists, but every artist is a top biller. And a lot of people don't understand that. So when I'll be like, yo, how can we get that back again? Like, yo, you know, we have to make a top biller. 50 wasn't a top biller.
We don't have no top billers.
No, I'm saying 50 wasn't a top biller.
But they had the budget, Buck. They had White Boy who signed them.
No,
Dr. Dre in the school.
You're right. But like I said, when you look at what we do, and then you look at how we can make it happen, it's a chance. I'm not saying it's highly improbable. If I'm gonna do it and I know 10 fucking platinum producers that are like fucking this crazy, like my homeboy manager Scott Storch, if I'm like, yo, you know, ain't nothing happening, let's try to make our own artists, and it's like, this is what we do. And if you get people to work together, it's like, it seems far-fetched, but it's like you just need it where people can work together. Like even for you, like you a person, you like, yo, if I could do this shit, man, I'm gonna take the reins and I'm gonna whip this shit into shape because I know what it could be.
Yeah.
If you see what it could be, then it's like it's different. the problem is I think a lot of people are lazy. And it's like when you look at it, we're very much used to like, damn, how much can we get for this?
Yeah.
What's the budget like? That was the main question when you getting
When you up there,
not up there, but when you getting solicited for an album.
yeah,
Yo, they such and such want to work with you. What's the budget like?
the budget light. But that's how you know if they serious though, too, Buck.
Nah, that's how you know if like, yo, if you want to do no, to look at it, you be like, I remember working for Big, like I wasn't really making much, but after Big, it's like everything was sky's the limit. Working with Kim, the songs ain't make it, I was like, but seeing what it could be, it's like, and that's what I look at for me. Like how things can be if you want it to be that way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing what I'm saying, where it's like, yo, you can put together some people. You get 5 producers and it's like they all fire and they all got 5 hits in the stash and you like, all right, this is it. Or we could go see Flex ourselves.
Yeah. Can a producer's sound age out though?
Nah. Yeah, if you lazy.
I mean, because as time progresses, how people listen to music in the 80s, how people rap versus the 90s, the 2000s, and so on, it's a little bit different. So if a producer's making beats and he has to
For 2000, it's 2024.
that's 24 years ago.
I'm a drop a dime for you.
All right.
If you notice, right, and this ain't just for me, all the records that the young niggas playing now is 99, 2000. So how do we age up?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But or then let's reconfigure this.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Is it now time for these younger generation to sample the 2000s like how you, Biggie, and Puffy?
They are, though.
No, listen to
They
what I'm
doing
saying.
that anyway, but-
Listen to what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay,
Sampling the 70s.
We did the 70s,
No, what I'm saying.
We
This
did
is
the
their
70s.
but what I'm saying now, this is their 70s.
but they are sampling the 90s.
Yeah, but go heavy with it.
Well, you know what you have
They
to
don't
do?
know how to do it. Let
Thank
me jump in. They don't know how to chop it. They don't know how to do it right. It's too blatant. It's only
Yes.
one sample I heard that covered the sample. And I didn't know it at first, and that was the Doja Cat record.
Yeah.
You know the Doja
Yeah,
Cat?
yeah.
And gone about it, and she took the old.
I know what you're talking
the
about,
old
though.
Troop record.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't she do a Dionne Moore with one of them shits too?
I don't know, but she
Probably.
took the old Troop record. All I do is think of you, and they flipped it with the.
Oh, that's cool. Because
Yeah,
like
and-
looking at it, and that's R&B too.
Yes.
So I'm like, yo, you know what? That could be like for her.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say, oh, you know, she's this miraculous artist, but she got some pretty dope records with how they make them, her and her producer.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think like, yo, even when you look at it, it's a fair game. This is the game. It's wide open. Anybody could come in and they could make whatever. And it's like being from our time. It's like, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people, some young people hate. Some people are like, nah, I need that shit.
Yeah.
But do you have the money for that shit? Because when this was that shit, this was knocking on 6 figures.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, like, yo, it could be a way to do it. But I just think, like I say, I just think we come from the time of like, okay, the delivery service to building it. If we can build it, they will come. And it's like, it's a matter of people want to build it or if they just want to be like, nah, we just need to deliver this.
We got to bring the production company back. If we want to build it, that's what we were doing. We had to, especially in hip hop, if we were building, it was being built through the production company. And the production company had a lot of the relationships with the Buckwilds, with the Rockwilders to bring y'all on there. They respect the payment. They respect the creative side of
said
it.
It's no money for that. So that's when you have to go and kind of build it yourself. Because that's what people are looking to see who's going to do. To be like, if you had like, let's just say Scott Storch, Rockwilder, High Tech, and a few more people, maybe 3 or 4 more people, and you got a bomb ass album that's flames. You might take a meeting, you might take maybe Shaw Money or maybe a couple other people, and they be like, "Oh man, yo, this your album? Yo, I need a joint on here." Cause nothing hits a producer better when they hear the album and they like, "Nah, I need to be on this shit right here. I'm gonna miss this boat."
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's missing right now because you hear albums, people be like, yeah, my album, I'm almost done. And you be like,
They don't say my album, they say my project. That's the new
my
shit.
project, whatever you want to call it.
Yo,
that's
that's call it
funny.
album. They call it my project.
But to look at it, when a person says that, 9 times out of 10, the experienced producer's like, what I'm gonna say? But if it was a whole project back then, and he's like, yo, I'm almost done, I got 2 spots left. Whew. A nigga be home before the next thing's smoking. And you're like, oh,
and back at the studio.
Jay-Z. And this
Niggas
is
will
what
bring
it is.
their MP. Yo, can I bring my MP to the studio so I can make it for you right now and see if you like it?
If you want to make the money, you have to create an urgency. And that's what's missing. There's no urgency. It has nothing to do with who our older producers
The
are.
music is trash,
Right,
bruh.
but that's what I mean.
But they're making the money. They just said that Lucian Grain's son took over at Warner.
He
right?
did.
He was there before that, but they gave him a deal before that. They said without doing radio, he generated like 32 million. And I'm like, how when the music is trash? So if they're generating 32 million and then everybody forgets this. When you sign with a major record company and you have streaming, the company gets 79% on the back end deal that has nothing to do with you signing. You only get to you only get to view 21%.
20%.
That's it. That's the only optics you get. The 79% is like, this doesn't even matter.
It never existed.
It never existed. So out of $1 million, they're getting 790,000 that never existed. 799,000 that never existed. And you're getting 21%. 210.
I don't even.
1,000 to split.
Then you split the 200,000 is actually the 100%. No, you know what I'm saying? Now that's your whole pot that's gonna get gutted.
Don't have a publishing deal because the publisher gets to eat off of your 21% that you get to look at.
That is definitely true. The only thing I can say about a publishing deal, the people who own the movies and the shows, they own the publishing deals.
So when sync fees, you think? Do sync fees, you saying?
Sync fees is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's a big money.
This is what I'm saying. Like when people be like, I ain't doing no publishing deal. Because you gotta understand, oh, yeah, you know, I know this company, they gonna get me sync fees. They gonna get you $3,000? Be like, let me show you what I made just on sync fees during the pandemic. And then you can see what's what. You think Universal is like, oh, we're going to get our people. No, they're going to be like, nah, we take care of them because we need them.
But you have big records with game-changing artists. Yeah. These people don't have that.
A lot.
I'm saying we do, but it's like, nobody said the game is fair. And I'm being honest because when I look at it, I be like, yo, the game ain't fair, but fuck it, this is what it is. So we have to treat the game of how we need to be. Get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen the best way that you need to. And this is what's needed to be done. If the door is slammed in your face, break the door down or just find another door and go through. Go through the back door. Go through the side door. The problem is everybody, what I see now, they want an easy way in.
It's true.
And it's like, it's not like that. You know this. So this is why I say, like, looking, and I see what y'all doing. I'm like, yo, y'all motherfucking sweeping the motherfucking floor right now with this, because it's like, every time you send me the clip with Clue, I'm like, yo, you hustling. You Rick Rossing it right now. So to see that everybody don't hustle, coming from New York, you inclined to hustle. Oh, y'all niggas leaving this money on the table? I'll take that real quick and shit, you know what I'm saying? Then before you know it, all that money that you done swept into a little container, it multiplies and people like, oh shit, yo, where you get all that money from? Oh, while you was just talking shit, I was here just putting this together. And I was taking that money and flipping it and doing something else. And it's the hustle mentality. That's why I say, in the industry, we are built to hustle. We're not built to complain.
That's some
So Lucian Grain's just like, he could do whatever.
He doing what he do.
That's what it is. And that's what it is. But we have to figure out how we could get
everybody else is scared. I'm like, that's the regular. If you not monopolizing, like, everybody, Def Jam and Interscope, they're all the same thing. They all under Universal. This is what people don't understand. It's all a monopoly in any fucking way. So it doesn't matter if Lucien is over there and his son is over there because all the other labels that y'all trying to sign with Lucien is under his umbrella. Then you go over there, it's mad labels under this umbrella. What is the difference? You're not signing to a company where it's all by itself.
I think people are scared even taking risks. Because looking at it, when you get an artist and you get an artist deal, you have to be willing to take a risk and to jump out on a ledge that people aren't jumping at. And it's like, that's the one thing that I believe in. And even looking at Rockefeller with Jay and Damon, it's like, for them to take the shot with Def Jam, it turned into a multi-million-dollar company. And it's like they did something everybody else wasn't doing. And they became those people. It's like, how much do you believe in yourself?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you can be the monopoly.
Yeah, how much that's the key. How much do you believe in yourself, bro?
Because that's what it is. Like, even making beats, people will be like, oh yeah, I can make beats, but I don't have this though. Nigga, you better get one of them flamers and get it to flex. Fuck worrying about, taking it and getting it to the college radio, the online radio, whatever. You need your record to work where it counts.
That's
where the people are at. Because even though they be like, I don't like when people say this, a radio is a dinosaur. Shit, you got millions of people riding around in a car listening to radio.
90% of the people still riding. That's what Charlamagne told us. 90% of the people
still
riding around in their car with the radio on.
And that's why it works. And it's like the people, I believe in this time, man, I'm going to be honest. Most of the people who want to be in the industry, they believe like not even a real word of mouth from other people. Oh, what you want to do commercial radio for? That ain't selling no records. That ain't real hip hop. Or what you want to do this for? It's like, that's not going to get you nowhere. Well, you know what, man? If you get you a record that has a great content to it and a great hook in the chorus, and it speaks to you melodically, and it makes you feel a certain way, like even if you take a record from Luda, Stand Up.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum. This is what's missing. Like, these are the beats that's missing from all of these people who want to be in music. The music with the energy that makes you feel a certain way. Like, even going down south and listening to Shorty Low, God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
He always had ill beats, man.
The fun music is missing because everybody want to be, I'm that rap, I'm that MC,
I'm him.
I'm
him.
You're not him. You're not even her. So how can you have to figure out what it is, like how you going to get to where you need to get to. And I look at it, I seen this on Instagram.
Did we plan more than they did?
Huh?
Did our generation plan more than these people are planning? Because we really, like, I'm not gonna lie. I set forth a plan to try to get in the business. I said I'm gonna throw parties, I'm gonna meet niggas, I'm gonna manage DJs. That's how I'm gonna become a manager. I'm gonna manage DJs, and then when I meet the other niggas, that's gonna carry me on. I had a whole plan that I was executing.
Everything is a step. And I'm gonna be honest, what I used to do, I used to have a plan. I used to have a list of who's working and who I need to get beats to and how I need to get to them, how much I'm getting paid.
We did that all the time.
But looking at this, what I'm saying, when you look at it, this is how you execute. Yeah. So when you execute what you want, this is how you get to that point. And it's like a lot of people, they don't
we
do
manifesting back then and we didn't know? Is that technically manifesting?
That's manifesting, because I'm not gonna lie. I used to have a black marble notebook and I used to do that. But now I look at it, and even I'm on my computer, I'm setting 200 samples in a folder, and it's like, may the best 10 win. So when I get the best 10, then that means I'm going to the greatest artist that could turn over those type of songs. I'm not going to a nigga who want to talk about, I ran off on a plug and
niggas be needing to check though.
But Buck, why not?
You're not in position. Okay, go ahead.
No, but why not give one of your great beats to them, and that might be the song that catapults them into a different stratosphere.
That might be they whoa.
Yeah,
it's not. Because you know why? Because first of all, what you're talking about, it shows like you're not really like, even looking at Rob record, it was left field. It wasn't nothing really about some street shit, running off on a plug, and it's like carrying a joint. It's like, my niggas did that when we was little. It's like, so when I look at them, I'm like, oh, drug dealers. It's like, oh, Boy George and them. Oh, that's when we was little. So when you look at it, it's like, we grown now. So we should be figuring it out. We should be looking at it like Steve Stout, Jay-Z, D from Rough Riders, and everybody else. If you want to win, you want to get the money, you need that. You need to get, like, think of Steve Stout. Y'all managing track masters, yo, we need these hits, man. Y'all niggas make these hits. And that way we can move along. We can become household names. That's what you need. It's like the difference between fantasy and reality is reality bites hard when you fucked up.
Mm.
So if you want to do fantasies, that's one thing. You ain't gonna eat. But if you got a reality, it goes the same way you said. Like, oh, you know what? You just sitting there and you putting your shit down. That's reality. Because when you hit that checklist and it go bling, you like, yeah, I did this right.
I did that.
And that's what's missing with people, because everybody got an idea of what they want to do. I'll be honest, for me, I sit home in my crib and it's like, I just be on my computer going through it. And I'm like, nah, this sample is whack. This sample is whack. This is cool. I need something with more energy. And I look at it the same way a person like a football coach does, like X's and O's. Because in order to win, I can't have something cool and be like, I'm going to win. If I want a joint and reach out to maybe be like, yo, you know what? Oh, they want to call you for top dog shit or whatever. All right, well, you know, I got some shit that'll knock out everybody. That's what's missing. And the producers who produce now, it ain't no disrespect to them, but it's like a lot of producers who are from our time to produce, they don't have those knockouts. It's like, I'll be honest, I remember going in the studio, seeing D-Dot, and it's like this nigga's dancing around and shit when a nigga play a beat. Yo, hold on. Yo, rewind that back. Play that back again. See, y'all need this shit right here. And he's dancing. And it shows you something, because it's like the same type of dance he's doing in the studio and everybody feeling it and they vibing. When that record is done and they go to the club, it's the same thing.
Way.
This is what I mean.
That's a producer. That's the old producer.
This is what it is. But producer or not, like, yo, making a record, you have to captivate that energy. And it's like having the energy is one thing. Just because you can rhyme don't mean nothing, but you need something where it's like even look at Do It Again.
Yeah.
Y'all got 30 seconds to get to the dance floor. And you know what that shit was like in a fucking tunnel.
Oh, man.
That shit was metric everywhere.
When I say this, it's like, this is what I'm meaning. It has nothing to do with the age. It's just a vibe of what's going on. When you there, it might not be a bunch of beautiful girls there, but if you have that one joint where it's like it's talking to the women, and the person they hit their song, once you hit that on switch, it's over.
What does hip hop mean to you, Buck?
Everything. When you look at it, man, this is what birthed us. Like, looking at it, being little kids, playing with the records, you know, wanting to be the DJ in the park like the older dudes. Coming up to being teenagers, being able to make records, like from hearing Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and them, Run DMC, LL, Rakim. That mean everything, because you got to think, I think this is the first genre of music where we've grown with it and we haven't outgrown it, but it's like we're able to have genres of people under us.
It's a culture, it's a way of life more. It's not just rock and roll. Like, people dress rock and roll, but rock and roll wasn't a way of life. Like, hip hop culture is a whole way of life that we dealing with.
It was the big park, you know, outside. It was the people sitting on the chains by the projects. It was the people who was just outside chilling, breaking night. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we did was us. Like, we did it in a way it was hip hop. You know, the attitude, the happiness, the anger, everything, it was hip hop. You know, and it's like, when you look at it, people be like, oh, this is a culture. Some people say it's a culture, but they don't understand the meaning of the hip hop culture. You know, they be like, oh, you know, y'all disrespecting the hip hop culture. Tell me what the culture is. Because you really don't know. You know, you wasn't outside. You wasn't even. And looking at it, like.
But they use the excuse that it's evolved. Yeah, I wasn't outside then, but it's evolved to this.
Yeah, it evolved, but it's like it evolved to something that you can't even magnify. You can't even quantify, even explain. That's why I say, look at it. Working a regular job. You ever did it? So now, hip hop culture did that, right?
I guess so. I don't know.
It did do that, B. Because looking at it, from the time of you,
Niggas was getting jobs when I was like, I'm not getting a job. They was looking at me crazy.
yeah,
you know?
but it's like because they didn't understand. It's the same thing when I'm like, yo, I'm making beats or I'm DJing. They looking at me like,
You're not gonna get a job, nigga. You're not gonna work for the post office and DJ and make beats.
you're not going to school, nigga. You better go to school. But like I'm saying, like looking at it, this is what it is. Like the attitude and everything. When you have that demeanor where it's like I can do anything, and it's like that's what hip hop brought us. Even where we at right here. For the point of you making your own podcast, I remember when you was first starting it. This is hip hop, B, because most people they want to do it, but it's like they don't have it. And I told you this before, like yo, y'all got something because it's like y'all say what y'all want to say. Y'all don't do like everybody else. It remind me of K-Slay. If y'all had K-Slay with y'all, God rest his soul. So looking at this is why I say, like, this is what hip hop is. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the trials, the tribulations, everything you went through, you know, and making things happen and opening the floor for discussions so people can talk about it.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's hip hop.
Buckwild,
We
man.
could have talked. We didn't get no 50 production, no J, but it's definitely doing a part two because I think it's needed to hear your journey.
It's educational.
Yeah, what you delivered today though,
Yeah.
was needed for the inspiration of people. A lot of times people would ask you for all the stories, but I think right here, what you gave us was a way different.
Y'all brought that out.
And
Y'all was the director. Y'all was Martin Scorsese.
But sometimes you got to be able to do that. Some people be like, I want to hear the extra big stories, but
Now, I think what y'all covered is
no.
Because if I was a person listening, that's what I want to hear. You know? Because looking at it, and I told you before, y'all do things that everybody else don't do. Which is dope.
He said we're gonna change the game. He said we're changing the
Thank
game
you,
right
man.
now.
Y'all are.
Because I understand the era of what it is to really understand what somebody's doing and give them a different level of praise. That's not just something we discard as compliments. It's not something.
It's a risk though, because
What you mean, Ghost?
sometimes the numbers go like
It's not going to reflect.
yeah, and it's like the labels. The labels don't want to take risks. They cutting out A&Rs. They looking at metrics.
You right, Ghost.
Instead of doing this, that actually means more.
It's a
Well,
weird.
that's why we have this culture, because the culture, we dictate what it's going to be. So if one person doesn't do it, it opens the door for somebody else to do it. And it's like, that's what it is. That's why I say with them, like, yo, dude, it's like, you got to really see what it is. Like, when you see, like, damn, we them dudes. I don't know when you're going to, maybe you'll do that on camera one day, be like, we them dudes.
No, he does it. He does it every day.
You does it? But
I don't bite my tongue about how I feel about myself. All right? So everybody knows.
But that's dope, because it's like, if not you, who's gonna do it?
Nobody.
You be singing Keith Sweat. Nobody.
Yo! That's a clip, Ghost.
Yo, what's a money commandment that you live by? Meaning something that you do to keep money in your pocket.
Get that back end.
It ain't even just getting the back end, it's getting the front end. Get that clip.
Get that?
If you ain't going to get what you want, how you gonna eat?
Yo, that's what you said.
I always say that, gotta go eat. We eat what we kill in this business. So if you trying to be everybody's friend, you not. You gonna have your colleagues that you get money with. You have some people that's gonna respect you. But if everybody liking you, you ain't getting no money, bro.
Some people gotta hate you in order for you.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
that's
That's it. So in order for you to get that money, niggas can't. If everybody liking you, you ain't getting no bag. And if you ain't getting no bag, you a non-factor. This is a money business, my dude. If we don't make money, we can't keep doing what we doing.
If you don't make money, it's like, yo, you don't survive.
There you go.
You non-existent.
Non-existent. Get
You
to
know?
the bag. BagFuel, fueling young minds to get to the bag. Buckwild, follow him. Super producer Buckwild. Check his resume. It's crazy. We definitely gonna, although he said we touched all stuff, we definitely gonna have to do, we need to have like a part 2 with producers, like multiple producers here
Yeah.
to have a talk to them about production, about how it was. A young nigga, an older dude, and somebody
Different
who
regions
just
too,
coming up.
because-
It could be anything, different ages to know, to mix and merge, because I called him.
I think that that's dope because that's something that needs to happen because there are some people who do want to sit down. Some people want to know, like, yo, how did you do this and how did you get
Yeah,
this?
that's
You put people together so they could make the bag. Because
Knowledge.
what one person don't know, another person will. And what one person has, another person doesn't.
Knowledge is key. And I'm gonna end it with this. I call him and I say, yo, I think we have the ability with how we're moving with BagFuel to merge different age groups in hip hop. Most people just stick with the older niggas or the younger niggas or the legends. But because we're in pocket with so many different people, I think that that's what's needed. And I think that BagFuel is going to definitely put their foot forward in being able to merge the old and the young with the people who have the knowledge and with the people who don't have the knowledge, because that's how we're all going to get ahead. BagFuel.com, like, subscribe, super thanks. BagFuel Brigade, $5. If you paid, you would have watched this already. You late. Get on it. We out.